It is a dark day to be a Manchester United supporter. Harry Maguire's move to West Ham United has disappeared with my voice and my power. But don't you worry, I've got my concoction to help me recover the voice. For the power, I'm not sure when it will be back, but what I'm sure about is that there is an update on the Manchester United website concerning the return of Mason Greenwood. I told you 3 days ago that this boy is back in the squad. Those with little faith were quick to attack me, but like I always do, I tell you things, and weeks and months later they happen. But only a few of you come back to give me my flowers. But it's not about the flowers, it's about me banning you with Manchester United news. Let's get it, guys. Now, Manchester United is in trouble, in limbo, in confusion after the former captain, now unwanted and surplus to requirements, has refused to join West Ham United despite Manchester United agreeing terms of £30 million for Harry Maguire with the Hammers. Now, as it is emerging now, Harry Maguire's camp is denying having any talks with the club, later on with the manager. David Moyes, the manager of West Ham United. Maguire is saying the reports were not as accurate as it was, reported in the media. The reports were not accurate. He says that there were never advanced talks between him and David Moyes. United went ahead to agree, terms with with West Ham United for the player. It's quite odd because usually before you get to this level, you must have agreed with the player, at least in principle. But as it is now, it's emerging that Maguire is not moving a muscle. Of a month ago, I came and told you when he was still being linked to Tottenham Hotspurs, and you can dig back and find that video where we say, paid to buy, had to be paid to buy, rather paid to leave or to go. I think the title of the video was Harry Maguire will have to be paid to go. I told you that United had to cough between 10 to 15 million pounds for him if they wanted to force him out of the club. And you will look at it now, and of course we as the Manchester United supporters will feel like he's unfair, heartless and inconsiderate because we know we don't want him. He's surplus to requirements, yet he's on a huge wage bill. He's said to be earning £200,000 per week starting this season, meaning already this week he has pocketed £200,000 per week for doing what? Absolutely nothing. Now we will be feeling, how ungrateful, how insensitive the player is, but put yourself in his shoes. You're 30. There is not so many clubs there, wobbling and fighting over your signature. United want you out. They want to push you away and, not give you what they owe you if they do want to force you out, because he has got a contract running until 2025. He should be earning 200k per week. West Ham cannot be able to match that. So what do you do? He's shown some bit of character since the start of preseason, showing that he's even trying to get Cavallo to train with him, cutting his holiday short to try and fight and get his fitness and form back. Comes back in preseason, assists a goal only to assist another in his own goal, made 2 assists, one correct and one wrong one. But also him now coming out to show he's trying to fight and hold onto his place. It shows you a bit of character from the player that, like manager Eric Ten Hag said, that if Maguire is going to stay, he has got to be able to fight for his position because there has got to be competition in all positions, and that's exactly what Eric Ten Hag has tried to build. But you look at it from the other perspective and you're thinking, we are in a crucial stage of things being done at United. We know that Lisandro Martinez got a knock. We are injury prone, and Maguire is not going to help us when Martinez is not there. Even when one of the two, Lisandro Martinez or Rafael Varane, the first choice centre backs, are sick, United has gone for Victor Lindelof, or if Lindelof is not available, because we've been there before, Eric Ten Hag has opted for Luke Shaw ahead of Harry Maguire. That shows he is the fifth priority in that centre-back position. So the next thing we will know, after him being humiliated and stripped of the captaincy, the next thing you will know is that they promoted an academic kid from the centre-back position to play ahead of him and keep him on the bench. What more frustration would you want as a former captain of a club to see the club is done with you? Even the interviews Eric Ten Hag is giving about him. But it shows you that I think the talks between the player were not good. I think we saw his tweet after him being stripped of the captaincy. He actually is the only one who commented about it. You saw he was not happy about it, obviously. You would read between the lines and feel the pain he had. So for me, I feel he's now saying, for me now, you won't just let go of me just like that because I'm having a bad spell. He feels perhaps United should be showing him a little bit of more trust, which I think United, has to be honest, has done. I feel like United has been patient with Harry Maguire. He has been given his chances. He will not blame anyone. But that's where we are. But away from that, well, now what that would mean if Harry Maguire stayed, that would mean that Manchester United's move for Benjamin Pavard is, I think, now under threat, because United is in a sell to buy situation because of the FFP rules. There is not so much money for United to spend. If we are going to spend in any department, we've got to sell players in that department. We still haven't raised enough money to go and bid for Sofian Amrabat. So Amrabat perhaps was hoping things were moving the right direction, and now we take 10 steps back with what we just emerged with, that West Ham is pulling out of the Harry Maguire move. So it shows you that now our project is beginning to look ugly. Yet after that first game against Wolves, we clearly saw we've got a lot of improvement to make in the midfield especially, but also in the back line, in case Lisandro Martinez is not able to come back fit very soon. So we are in a crisis of sorts, caused by Maguire when it comes to the transfers. Now, the Mason Greenwood situation, I told you he's back in the squad. And again, I know for a fact you will be seeing the things I told you in my video 3 days ago happening. They are beginning to, because now the club has released the statement trying to deny what we've reported. But again, those of little faith didn't believe me, but perhaps time, like they say, always vindicates. So let's wait and see what time will say. I think time will tell concerning the Mason Greenwood and his return situation. But what I know, he's back in the squad, and it's a matter of time. You will be getting that confirmation. But yeah, so that's where we are as Manchester United. Todibo's move as well is under threat now, because in that department, the only chance of us getting money was in Harry Maguire and maybe a few other players. So that's where we are. It's a difficult situation for the club, and certainly Eric Ten Hag now is being taken back to the drawing board. What we do now will be so important, because what's the fact is that we need to sell players if we are going to buy. If we don't sell Harry Maguire, what are the chances that even the players that we want to bid for will wait for us? How about now if a club from Saudi comes and bids for Pavard, or even Todibo, who has been wanted by Juventus and several other clubs? Even Sofian Amrabat might run out of patience now, because we are taking steps behind now. Because Amrabat, you know that Liverpool failed in their bid to sign Caicedo and Lavia, who are their holding midfield options. Now, it is obvious they are interested in Amrabat. They have contacted him before, only for him to say he's waiting on United. But you can't be sure now that he will still wait for United, because if you're watching from a distance, and I think what Eric Ten Hag should be doing now is picking up the phone and talking directly to the all players he wants to sign, the likes of Sofian Amrabat first, but also Benjamin Pavard and Todibo, if he wants to proceed and sign them, because the situation now makes it so difficult for Manchester United to be sure that any player will be patient and wait for them, more so if there are clubs interested in them, and given the fact that the summer transfer window is moving at a rocket speed. It is going to be done anytime. So it's a crucial thing United has got to be sorting right now. What the only prayer thing now would be, or the only move United should be making, is vending him. And I spoke about vending players before. They should be trying to vend, because it looks for Harry Maguire it's about the money. And obviously clubs in Saudi, if they're interested in a player, they will buy off that contract. They'll give him crazy sign-on fee, and he forgets about his wages. So if it's about the money and not prestige, then maybe United should try and make contact in Saudi or Qatar and try to convince a club come with bags and sacks of money to try and now lure him with cash. Tell him we are going to pay you all you Man United owes you, which is between 10 and 15 million. They can offer him 30, and then promise him double, £400,000 per week. That's pocket change to any club in Saudi Arabia or Qatar. So those are some of the things we should explore. But guys, the fact that Harry Maguire is refusing to move a muscle has got a huge impact on our transfers as Manchester United. That's where we are, because we are in a proper literal sell to buy situation. Harry Maguire is taking us back, but also there is a threat that West Ham might not even be now willing to come back and proceed with talks for Scott McTominay. There is that fear as well, that again, even this might mean the Scott McTominay deal might as well fall through. So meaning we will be again back to square one, and we might be stuck with these players for another season or so. So tricky situation it is. You don't want to be Eric Ten Hag now, but again, that's what you get if a club has been doing so many things wrong. But also, this Maguire situation should be a lesson to Manchester United to learn how to negotiate contracts for players, because it looks like at times when these players are wanted, they promise them heaven on earth, and they give them a lot of power, and when it doesn't work, then it becomes so difficult. You then have to you rely on the muscle of the player. But in this day, money means everything. Players don't care about their pride and ego. Maguire would have been putting in a transfer request the moment he was stripped of his captaincy if he had any ego left in him. But clearly, it's about the money for him. So, guys, give him the money, or he stays and earns 200,000, still earns more money for doing nothing. Interesting. Hotspot. Subscribe. My name is Webb. And guys, my voice suffered, but I had to put into perspective this whole Maguire situation, even without power where I am, because I've got issues with power where I am. And you would imagine my boys are just lighting up my face with phones. If I could show it to you, I think you would be laughing. But that's what we do, that's what we go through to try and bring you all the news so that we don't lose an update, and to try to give it all to you in time. My name is Webb. This is the hotspot. Guys, subscribe. Don't you worry about the poor quality of this light of this video. Just listen to what I'm saying. Don't as well worry about the poor quality of my voice, because like I told you, I'm a little under the weather. But guys, I'm sure you can try and hear what I'm saying, because it's important. Hotspot, subscribe. My name is Webb. I will be catching you guys a bit later. Keep it here. Don't you move a muscle. Ciao.